Good morning, children. Today we are going to start a new lesson that is from your history. History first chapter. The chapter name What, Where, How, and When. So today we are going to start history. So what is the importance of history? Sometimes we can get doubts, that is what is the importance, why we need to study all these things. The past. History means the past. What is happened in the past. That is. But the history is very important. When we know about our history, only we can understand how the people struggled for their survivals and for the developments. So all the now we have safety and all these developments happened and we are enjoying that one. So but about this development there are many stories and histories in the past. Many people struggle for that one. So that is very important. We need to understand our past. So it is giving encouragement to us. So it is very important to study the history. Okay. So when we are, how we can understand the past? It is very easy to understand, that is what is happened yesterday or what is happened last week or last month or last year. It is very easy to find out. But what is happened years back, maybe 10,000 or 8,000 years back, how we can find out the history of the 8,000 years ago or the years 200 years ago? How we can find out? The first one, maybe in the past, maybe people wrote something about their lives, so that books we can search. And other thing is that we can search all the history of the buildings, very old buildings. If you take and we, about related to that, we can understand and how people were lived and how we can understand about hunter gatherers, farmers, rulers and merchants and parents, priests. So all these things we can understand. So in the years past, what they ate, how they were, and all these things we can understand through the experiment. Like that we can understand. Okay. So if you take cities, nowadays very large cities we formed in Kerala, also very large Kochi, Kozhikode, Trivandrum, or in India very large cities Mumbai, or Kolkata and Delhi. All the things are very large cities. How these cities formed? That is one of my question. So the history means we can form many questions and we can find out the answers for that questions. So like that we can study history. So how these cities formed? Okay, we have doubt where the people at first live, how they lived, what are the situations. All these things now we can study. Okay, so where did people live? We can understand that. Okay, so mainly most of the cities, if you search it, is that is it is located near the rivers. Okay, most of the cities, the Kochis or rivers or the near the water bodies. The Kochi is situated near the oceans, Arabian Sea, and uh, Delhi is situated the river Yamuna, and all other cities. Kolkata is near the river of Hooghly. So like that, most of the cities are developed near by the rivers or water bodies or oceans. Okay. So why these most of cities are developed nearby the water bodies? Because we know that water is most essential for our survival. So the people understand that where the water is easily available, all kinds of things we can make out. So that is why the people started to live near the water bodies. Okay. So I'll draw a picture. You look at here. You can see that this is a river. Okay. This river is maybe coming from the mountains. Maybe we can and just go through oceans. So nearby this river, just I am saying about the history, maybe, and you can say this river is go through the forest. Okay, so many rivers, many trees are there, and it is go through the center of the forest. Okay, we know that earliest people they are hunter gatherers. Okay, so the people is not settled. So I am saying about before settlement, how the people live. Okay, so near these rivers, so lot of trees are there, and people are traveling, and not they are settled, so that how they are eating the fruits of these trees. Many fruits, maybe mango fruits or jackfruits or any other kinds of fruits they are collecting, and leaves they are collecting, and like that they are living, and they are not settled. They don't have any homes or any houses, any buildings there isn't. So they are eating, how they are eating, they are collecting the fruits, and they are using for survival, that one, and the water is drinking from the river, and like that they travel and live. Maybe today or this week is in one side, means they are going to other side of the forest and finding out the resources and how they are, like that they are living. They are travel people, so they are not settled. Okay, so like that they are living. So this development is happened maybe through observation. Okay, the all the developments answer is in the nature. Okay, so that is why, like this, if you take about a plane, maybe the people at first they find out when these birds are flying, like that model, how the people think about that, how we can also fly. So like that, the answer is in the nature. That is through observation and clear observation. The people are finding out, and they are through that inspiration they are finding out new kinds of technologies. Like that, all these kinds of development is happened. Okay, so here also how people settled. I am saying about that. Here also, when they ate these fruits seeds, that maybe they throw, put in these sides of rivers. Okay, when they are eating, that after that, that waste of the fruits and their foods, maybe they are deposited, or just through in the throw in the forest, and they didn't look out that one, and they went other side. When they come back, maybe after 1 month or 1 year or 2 or 3 months, this seed, 2 or 3 months, these seeds may be grown. Okay, these seeds may be grown, and so then they understood that if they plant these kinds of fruits seeds, it is very better for their survival and for their food. It is very easy. So like that, near the water bodies they started to plant trees, or they have started to plant plants which they, good for eating. So like that they started to plant near the water bodies, plants. Okay, so it is growing very fastly, and just they planted there, and they went, or I said that they are traveling, so they travel to other place, and when they come back, they understood that some of the trees are very nicely, some of the plants are very nicely growing, and some of the plants it is not growing, it is also destroyed. So then they understood that if they are living near these water bodies, what they can do, they can care, uh, if they settled near these water bodies, they can care these kinds of plants. So like that they started to settled near the water bodies. So like that the history of the settlement, So at first they are travelers, later hunter gatherers, and later they understood if they plant these seeds, they can get good foods, and like that they plant, and for caring that plants, they started to live near the water bodies. Like that, slowly near the water bodies settlement is started. That is the history of the settlement. Okay, so in your textbook, now you have to find out, in the textbook page number 2 there is one map is given, And in that map, you have to find out Suleiman and Kirta. Okay, Suleiman and Kirta, two places. These two places were the around 8,000 years ago, who the women started to rear the started to crops, that is grow crops such as wheat and barley. Okay, when the Suleiman and Kirta, so you have to find out that areas from this map. And saying these years, so the people started to begin rearing animals like sheep and goat. Okay, and near the agriculture also developed near the place where the rice was first grown at the northern of the Vindhyas. So all these places you just locate from this textbook. The map is given page number 2. Okay, so that is about today's class. And just to locate Ganga and its tributaries also. And in ancient times, the areas along the rivers in the south of the Ganga was known as Magadha. Okay, the south of the Ganga was known as Magadha. So in India, one of the important river is known as Ganga, and the Hindus has found out that it is a holy river. So the Ganga, near the Ganga river, many settlement is started, and that later we will study about that one. Okay, so just to read page number 1, 2, 3, and today's activity, that is find out these places. Okay, and importance of these places. Okay, thank you.